It's dry January. Let's talk about auxiliary drains. Now, if you have a dry pipe sprinkler system, the reason most likely is that you can't maintain the temperature above 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which means water would freeze. So you need a way to get water out of that system if it were to be introduced into the system. So water can be introduced in multiple different ways. Either you have an accidental trip, which introduces water to the system, or condensation is introduced into the system as you're pumping in compressed air. So you're going to constantly add condensation into that system. So you need ways to get that water out. So the way that's going to be done is with auxiliary drains. Now you're going to need to put them at the low points of the system to be able to drain them. Now, if we're going into NFPA 13, Chapter 16 below, shows us those requirements for auxiliary drains. What I really want to pay attention to here is if you've got a system that the trapped section that you're trying to drain is more than 5 gallons, then you're going to need to use a drum drain or a drum drip drain, which is essentially 2 valves separated by a piece of piping. So if you look below, we've got a valve on the top and the valve below. So in normal situations, you would have this valve closed and this one open. So as the sprinkler system goes through its service life, any condensation is going to drain down and fill up this drum drip. Then what's going to happen is you're going to be able to close this valve, open this one, drain the water, and then close this valve and open it up again and let the water, any of the water, drip into those valves. So that, as you're doing your design, you need to pay attention to where are my low points in the system and set up these drum drips. So they need to be accessible. Then they also need to, you also need a sign. 1610.537 says that systems with low point drains, you need to have a sign at the valve stating where those low point drains are. Now that's NFPA 13. Let's go over here into NFPA 25 and look at the maintenance requirements. So what we need to do is auxiliary drains in a dry pipe system need to be drained after any system operation and then towards the beginning of any heating season. So prior to the onset of freezing, we're going to need to go around and drain those drum drips. And it's an annual thing you need to do before it gets cold. So that's what you need to do as far as installing drum drips and auxiliary drains, and then what you need to do as far as the maintenance to make sure you're constantly drying out that system. Now, I don't have anything specifically on drum drips as far as further reading, but if you're interested in learning more about some of the basics of design of fire sprinkler systems, I'm going to link a blog below from my teammate Robin. He wrote this blog going into choosing your design area and using the design area method for sprinkler systems. It's a really good introduction and into the design area method when you're hydraulically calculating a sprinkler system. So I'm gonna link that below. And again, stay tuned. There'll be more dry January videos to come.